hopefully, but we'll keep the weather and keep you notified. All right. First thing tonight, thank you for joining me. Great semester so far. Just a reminder, January the 5th, that we're going to be doing, that's the Saturday, we'll be doing our annual training. Let me know if you're going to need to stay overnight. I think we'll have to get that approved beforehand, so let me know so that I can be working on that, or we can be working on that. We'll get Seth on it or somebody working on that.
Well, I know I will, so I'll send you a message.
Yeah, send me a message so we can be looking at that. I don't know what the daily schedule. I'm guessing it's like a 9 to 3 or 9 to 4. And so my guess is they'll pay for Friday night. I hadn't got that confirmed, but once I get somebody that's interested in staying, we'll do that. So don't forget about that and looking to see who we got tonight. Oh, Mark's on tonight. I was going to say, welcome back, Mark. Mark's been under the weather a little bit.
Hey, Mark.
So I'm glad he's back with us.
Welcome back, Mark.
All right, thank you.
And so thanks Sarah for covering his class. So she did his class.
Yes.
And I graded the work, and it was good work, so I was happy to see it. I'm glad to do that for it. Kept everybody up to date. Kept them right on moving. Didn't miss a beat. That's a great instructor, I guess, and coach. It's filled right in.
Good teamwork.
So that was good. Thank you. I'm glad Mark's back among the living. That's great. That's great news. All right. So what else we got? All right. First thing I'm going to cover tonight is Grade Center. Everybody knows how you can look in your Grade Center under Full Grade Center, and you can see the last time that your people were in their shell, and you can look at their point totals. Now, Danny and I post ours up front, and I've encouraged you, to let them know up front what their total is. And so for this course, under Course Overview, we posted that I think 3750 is an A and 601. Right there's our point system. Since it's an online only and it's asynchronous, attendance is not required. It's just straight points. Now, if this was a hybrid class and there was some participation, that would be different. But since it's just straight points, and so if you look, I've got one, and I'm aware, and she's aware. I've actually visited her. You can see all of mine are doing real well. They're about where they need to be. I've got one. That's why I wanted to show you this one. Now, I've got one right here who's a really good student, but she's behind getting her work in. And the reason why she's behind is she's a state teacher of the year, and she's doing a lot in her district. She's been traveling a lot, but, she's not been in a few days since the 26th. She's been out of town, so she was supposed to get back this weekend. So I need to follow up with her again, but I followed up with her last Saturday before last. And so if you have somebody like that and you know why they're out, I'm not too concerned because I know why she's been missing, and I believe she'll get her work in. But, you can look at your point totals, and you can look at the last time they were in to see where they are. That's the only one. My other class, I don't have any like that. They're all where they need to be. So I feel good about that. So make sure now's the time. This is the 2-week warning. This week and next week, and hopefully I'd like for everybody to kind of close it out this week. And so now would be a good time if you've got students who are lagging behind to remind them to turn their work in. Most of them have got it done, just hadn't uploaded into the shell yet. Today was the deadline for our folks who we have a couple of stragglers who are graduating this semester, but we don't normally have a fall graduation class because we don't take summer groups for 601, but we do have a 75 add-on license who are completing this semester. And so let's look at them right quick. They look really good. I know y'all have been working hard, and I appreciate that. And so I'm just going to look over here at the file on the right-hand side. These are the things that they might be missing, would be most likely to be missing if I move that. And as you can see, we're doing fine here.
There's not but about 5 or 6.
All right, so that's a drop. That's a drop. A drop, a drop. You drop, a drop, a drop. Let's see here. We're looking good, looking good. All right, Wayne Farmer. I know Wayne's probably not going to pass his class. He's not been participating, turning in his classwork. I don't know what the deal is with Wayne. Malia's been in touch with me about him. You know anything about Wayne? I don't know what's going on with him, but he has he's not finished his SOP, not done his folio, and he said he thought he could get his work in, I heard, but he's not been attending his class or doing any of the classwork. So,
Well, if you remember, I just about had to beat him for a semester to get anything a lot out of him. So
I know, been tough, but we need to try to reach out to Wayne or do what we can for him. Elizabeth dropped.
did Elizabeth drop?
Yeah,
Okay.
she dropped last semester.
Okay.
She's not done anything since July. She said she was coming back, but we'll see. Sheree Hopkins dropped. She also dropped in the summer. Said both of them said they'd be back in the spring. We'll see how that goes. Jen Mason. Jen has not done
2
her
things. Yeah.
folio and her log, and Danny's followed up with her, so that's good. So that's 1. Wayne, 2. This was one I was talking about today, and you've communicated with her.
She sent us a message today, so she'll have her stuff done.
Yep. I see.
Yeah, I feel good about her. I think she's got it ready.
Good. Thank you. Okay.
And I'm really surprised about Jennifer Mason because she was on target, I thought.
Yeah, she
She
just
only has those 2 things, Steve, to
I
do.
know. I talked to her or sent her emails twice telling her, call me.
we'll give them to Thursday. Just tell her to get them in.
By Thursday, Dale?
Yeah, tell her to try to get them in by Thursday.
All right, I'll
She got
write
that message from me today, too, Steve. I sent a message earlier today. I haven't heard anything back from her, though.
Now, after 9 o'clock this morning, I can't guarantee that we'll get her certificate to her on the day of graduation. Now, technically these add-on people, and I talked to the registrar again this afternoon to confirm, they've technically got till graduation to complete, since they're not degree people. Now, the day after graduation, if they're not done, they're going to sign them up for $6.99 and charge them. There is no free lunch after that.
Dale, how much is that? I've been asked, how much is that charge?
$600.
How much?
$600.
Okay.
They charge them 1 hour, which is $600. They don't have to buy any books or any of that, but they still charge them $600.
Does financial aid pay for that?
We don't ever address that.
Okay.
We don't address that one way or the other. And we don't speculate. I've been told not to. Everybody's different on the financial aid according to if it's VA, if it's federal, if it's a loan. Now, between me and you, yes, financial aid will pay for it.
Who would I direct her to?
Unless they have run out.
Who would I direct her to? The registrar? Or the financial aid office?
Becky Tony.
Thank you.
Rebecca Tony in the business office. Now, it would have been Summer Nance, but Summer has left. And so Becky would be the person most likely to be able to answer that question. Now, if they haven't exhausted all their money, that will pay for it. The problem is if you get people who have been out and back in, there's a semester, a time limit. There's also an amount limit. So we let the financial aid people handle that.
Okay.
Leon, he's got some stuff. Has anybody heard from Leon?
Yeah, Leon's going to be okay. There has been some medical issues with his
Yeah.
mom and dad, but Rebecca has been Dr. Wilson has been very, very much in touch with him.
Good.
And so Leon's going to be okay, I think, by Thursday.
I talked to Leon a couple of weeks ago, so.
He emailed me, hey, it's Rebecca. He emailed me last night stating that I would have the 5 and 6 for the PSYOP this morning. I did not see it, but it was also at like 6:30 this morning. So I just got in the door, so I'll check.
It's not there. I'm looking at the screen right now.
Well, I don't see the task stream, but I haven't looked in Blackboard.
Yeah. No, he's not put it in task stream. So
Okay.
we're still like that. So we're down to, what's that, 4 students, and we're doing really well. So I know that y'all have been keeping after them. And I talked to, as I said, I talked to Charles Saunders today. I'm hoping Charles will get back into the 699. I'm hoping that she'll get back in and get finished up. We don't have many of those old time that need finishing up.
What about Sharon Brigman?
I sent her another message today, Dr. Wilson. Sharon has refused to communicate with me at all, but I think it's because I have been consistent trying to get something out of her.
Yeah, well, I get a little bit from her ever since I wouldn't take that video that she didn't participate in. So, and, I kept sending back her PSYOP 1, 2, and 3 because it was not good.
Yeah.
She has not sent me anything to review, not anything. So
No.
Well, she does. We kind of shut down her gravy train, so she's not happy with us. That's a long story. She was with another student at a school, and the other student was basically pulling her wagon, mixing all these metaphors here, and so we separated them, and she's been a problem. And so I'm not thinking that she's going to complete, but that's up to her. But now we've done everything we know to do.
well, Dr. Wilson has pulled hen's teeth to get what she's gotten out of her this time. So,
but since she's not been able to be with Gretchen, who wrote her work for her, or she copied Gretchen's work, since we stopped that.
She's done more this semester than I anticipated from the beginning, but
Been sporadic, and I've seen some of it. I talked to her one time, and I've seen some of her work, but it's been sporadic. But
I think the question we have to ask here is: this individual the people that we want to put in our schools as leaders?
no,
the answer to that is no.
no.
Well, then we shouldn't be trying so hard to get her through. She's made a.
That's why I said we're not going to any extraordinary measures. We have a do not resuscitate order on this one.
Gotcha.
If she gets it in, that's why I skipped over her. If she gets hers in, fine, and she doesn't.
I just simply sent her the same communication that I sent everybody else.
But we're not going to any extraordinary measures with her. We had to send the coach back to their school to referee the fight between her and the other student and the principal, and it's been quite ugly. The graduate school got involved. No, we're not going to do. If she gets through, then she gets through. But we're not going to do anything extraordinary. I have my own opinion what should have happened at the time when all this occurred. My recommendation was not taken, and so we'll do what we have to do because we're professionals. But I'll leave it at that. All right. So thank you all for your hard work on these. This looks great. We shouldn't have a whole lot of carryover into the spring, maybe 1 or 2. That's not bad at all. That's a lot better when most of them used to carry over, even in 5 semesters. So what a great job you've done getting them through in 3, what we didn't used to be able to do in 5. So I am very pleased with that. So that's task stream. So that looks good. All right, let me go back to my list now. We talked about all those things.
on that.
I talked to Sarah today. We were talking about competency folio and competency analysis. The competency folio, I've encouraged them just to put their artifacts in there. Sarah has an example of one she really likes where they write a sentence or two of explanation. As I was explaining to her, the problem with that is competency analysis goes to one stakeholder and competency folio goes to another. So let me try to bore you with that explanation. Competency folio is for CAPE, accreditation purposes. They want to see artifacts only. They do not want narratives. Now, analysis is for licensure. They just want to see the write-up. They don't want to see the artifacts. And so that's kind of where we are. I would like to see some narrative in the competency folio, but that's not what CAPE wants. They only want to see it. They just want to see artifacts. They want to see it in a portfolio form, visual, digital. And part of the reason is students can take it on job interviews, and it's a quick and dirty to show what they've done. And they don't want it to be another narrative. They want it just to be digital, if at all possible. And so that's why we instituted the competency folio. We were already doing competency analysis. We were already uploading artifacts with the evidence narratives, but that's not what CAPE wanted. CAPE wanted a separate folio of just pictures, videos, things. They just wanted a separate. They didn't want any narrative on it. The narrative is actually in the competency analysis. And so there's probably a happy medium there. When those people come on our campus this spring, that's number one on my agenda, is to sit down with them and get some kind of clarification. Can we adjust this folio where we can get some narrative? But then the problem is how much is too much? Our problem before was some people were just putting one sentence. Other people were copying and pasting their entire analysis. They don't want that. That's not what they're looking for. So I understand it's a little bit obtuse and a little bit hard to understand, but remember, we're trying to serve two masters here. We're trying to make sure that our folks do licensure for DPI and make sure that our folks have competency folio for our accreditors so that their certificate is accredited. So that's what's going on with competency analysis and competency folio. The last thing I have on my list tonight is you 605 people know that I went in and updated your information under intern materials. And let me go to that, and we'll talk about that in just a minute here. For our South Carolina people that have to take the praxis, let me go to Mark Shell. So now Rebecca, I think it's in the same place in her shell too. Under intern materials, I put the new praxis information and what they have to score. They have to score 146. We had another one that came in this week that passed. The test is now the 5412. And if you click on this link, it'll take you to the study materials. So these are in everybody's shells for their students. So be sure to remind them, South Carolina people. Now, don't confuse the North Carolina people. They don't have to take the praxis in North Carolina. Just the South Carolina people. Once they get their North Carolina license, they apply for a reciprocal license, and they'll ask for their praxis score. And so I have the link to the new materials. But even the student that emailed me, she studied the old material, she still passed with flying colors. We haven't had one to fail it yet, so hopefully we're doing something right. Let me see if I can do a quick search. Okay, this is from Katie. Follow up to you. I received and I passed. I used study materials for the 411 test, 5411 test. It seemed to adequately prepare me for the new exam. So she said it was fine. She couldn't find any 5412. As soon as they came available online last week, I put them in that day. So that's that link I just showed you. So they're there now. Katie studied the 5411 and still passed, said she didn't have any problems. So that was good news. But we do have the link in for the new materials. So that was good news for us. I was worried in that transition time when there wasn't any materials, would our folks be able to get through? But I think the classes are preparing them just fine. That was wonderful. That's good news. So I think that's about everything. I'm going to watch the weather. Hopefully this storm will pass through and we won't have to worry about for graduation weekend. If the weather's good, as many of you can come. We normally walk over about 9:30. We meet here at Craig and put our regalia on, and we walk over about 9:30. And we stick our head in the back of the auditorium there and see the students. And I check to make sure everything's good and there aren't any problems. And then we line up and we come in together. And then afterwards, we'll go over to Tucker for our reception. I'll have the certificates to give out to the add-on licensure students there. Those of you who came last time and helped, thank you. If you come again, I talked to Phyllis already. It's great to have people. They want pictures. They want to meet you. I've been getting in, and then to kind of close out, and I'm to the benediction now. I can hear Just As I Am playing in the background, so I can't stay on much longer here. We're down there. But what I did want to share with you is I've been getting a lot of these final surveys in, and the thing that has been most consistent. Let's see, just at random, I'm going to pull one and see if I. Okay, very rigorous and meaningful. I've gotten a lot of that. I'm back here. Let's see. Okay. And what I've been getting a lot of this time, and I'll pull one up here in a second, is they really love the peer reviews. They've thanked the faculty. They've really enjoyed the instructors. They really enjoy coming online and Zooming with their peers. They like coming online with you every week. And even though some of them don't come on it, they like knowing you're there. And they like the interaction. The comments have been very kind. I've not had any comments at all about, they've all been very positive about the faculty and been very positive about coming online as groups, and they've made friends for life. So they'd like to see you. We won't get a lot, but we'll get a few that'll come, and it's meaningful to those that come. So if you've got your regalia, we'd love to have you next Saturday. That's on the 15th. If you can make it, we'd love to have you. As I said, we'll meet here a little after 9 in Craig. We get dressed. We walk over about 9:30. We start at 10. From there, we'll go to the reception immediately following about noon, and about 1 o'clock we're out of there. We just take pictures and kiss babies, same thing as we normally do. And so, but I'd love to have as many of you come as can. It'd be great. All right, that's everything on my agenda tonight. What else? Does anybody have anything else that we need to do?
Hey, Dale, just to double check, grades for, quote, graduating students, is that due by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week?
I'm guessing it's going to be Wednesday of next week. Shoot for Monday if you can. Give them as long as you can. But now the drop dead date is Wednesday, I know.
Wednesday. Okay. I gave them Monday until 11:59 p.m.
There you go.
But I have some that are very far from it. So,
Yeah.
yep. There are a lot of the same ones that were very far from their artifacts.
Yeah, that's
So-
yeah, got it. But yeah, we'll shut it down. Hopefully, grading will come out. Try to get it started on Monday. Have it done by Wednesday. If you have any issues or questions, let me know. I've got the policies on incompletes and withdrawals in each of your shells, and so if there's a question, you can refer to that. Or if not, call me and we'll talk to Luann about all those things. We kind of have to make sure that that we talk with her on all that stuff. What you think professionally is best, I'll support you on. As long as Luann says we can pull it off, we're good. Just have to keep the registrar on our side. Keeps us out of trouble. All right. Anybody else? Folks, I'm glad to see so many of you tonight, all of you. I'm hoping to see you at graduation, but if not, I don't guess, unless there's something else that y'all know that I don't guess we'll need to meet again this semester. I'll send you a reminder about graduation. I'll send you a reminder about our retreat in January, and I'll get on that. Send me some emails if you want to stay overnight, and I'll get on seeing if we can find money to put you up overnight. If you drive in. Yes.
For the 601 students, I am getting really concerned about whether a bunch of them are gonna make it or not, because we're not seeing a lot of the stuff, and we're sending the same emails week after week, and yet they've not dropped out. So I may have several incompletes, but I'm gonna put them on a contract and only give them the month between when one semester starts and the next one. Otherwise, they'll never get it done.
Well, I would do it, according to how much they lack. I mean, you can do it in 30-day segments,
Okay.
up to 3 segments if you want to.
Okay.
That's what I do. They've got to, at 30 days, I've got to see a really good effort.
Right.
At 30 days. Now, I don't always require them, but now the good thing about this is there's about 30 days in between semesters here.
Right.
And they ought to be able just about, and you're right, there's not much need to start 603 in late January if you still haven't finished 601.
Well, and that's
So
my
I would
concern.
support a 30 day or 2 30 days if you thought you necessary or incomplete. Absolutely.
Okay, so then, since pass-fail, the last time I tried to do a pass-fail, they said I couldn't give an extension. So what do I do there?
If they've done anything at all, if they've even been in, it's a pass.
We can give them a pass. Okay. Don't tell them that, Barbara.
I'm not telling them
Tell them
anything.
that. No, don't tell them that.
Don't
I'm
tell
not
them.
telling them anything.
Good job.
Don't tell the kids there's no Santa Claus. They'll
That's
miss
right.
out.
But we've got a couple that haven't turned in anything and they won't respond. I mean, we're begging them to do the
If
work.
they've not been in at all, they hadn't done the work, but now if they've been in at all, if they broke the seal,
Well,
then
one
they
has
get a
turned
pass on it.
One has turned in task 1 of the APSL. And I have sent her an email, and about 4 weeks ago, I got a response from her that she was going to get it finished on time. And I haven't seen anything since.
Well, that's Matrice, and Merritt hasn't turned in anything to me.
Well,
That's what I'm talking about.
we'll
What are you talking about?
on cases like that, I would, if it's a lot, I would probably split it into 2. But understanding at the end of 30 days, if they didn't do the first half, that's the end. There is no more after that.
Right.
What we don't want to do is for them to have so much and they say, well, I knew I couldn't do it in 30 days. I mean, 90 is the limit. I don't want us going past 90. I prefer 30 or 60 if it's a lot. Yes, you can do it in 30-day blocks, and at the end of 30 days, if they hadn't made enough progress, that's the end.
Well, I have also told them to get in touch with me and let me know what their plan is. still getting nothing from them.
Well, see, that bothers me in that, we've got one, that we withdrew passing last week because he's still behind from getting flooded out. We'll work with you, and I'll go to bat with the registrar and the provost and those kinds of things if I know. But if we don't know, then we can't help you. We'll be compassionate. It's against my nature, but we'll be compassionate. You understand, Danny's the good guy and I'm the bad guy in our team. It's not really in my nature to be good or kind or compassionate. So Danny plays that role.
How do we deal with that with you playing Santa Claus?
Yeah, that's a different gig, though.
Oh, okay, that's different, huh?
That's a different
gig.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's a different job. I just sit and bark at them when we come online every week, and they send me these emails apologizing, and then I'm like, these people are scared to death. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
I had a picture of my wife was cleaning something out and found an old high school annual when I was high school principal, and I had a picture in it, and Jeff Hamilton come wandering in. He said, "You almost had a smile on your face in that picture." I said, "No, I didn't. I've never smiled in school. What are you talking about?"
Well, no wonder you got peed on.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I was an elementary principal, I smiled and laughed, and I had kids. They sat in my lap all day, every day back then. But that's why I said getting peed on doesn't bother me. I just don't like getting thrown up on. But just getting peed on one time, that's a win. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Now the dry cleaners is not real happy. But that's his problem. And, no, I'll have to. Let me see if I can find that. There it is. It's amazing what 25 years will do to you. This is me and the boss lady here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you had hair.
Who is that? I know that's not you.
That was me and the boss lady 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Jeff said, "You almost had a smile on your face." No, that's about as close as it got. Oh, Lordy. I have to keep that for prosperity. That was a prom picture.
Did they have colored photos back then?
Crayon on it. You can tell we colored it in. That's why my
I can understand that with the misses, but you fooled me on that one.
mine's black and white always. Always black and white. Oh, that was before I caught the furniture disease and my chest fell in my drawer.
Are you going to give us a ho, ho, ho before we go?
Yeah, all right. We're signing off now. We better go before we tell too many old war stories. I appreciate what you do. I'll see you at graduation or at the retreat. Y'all have a good holiday if I don't see you again.
And I'll see you Wednesday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.